Many people start this yoga practice wanting to lose weight, and while I understand the motivations behind that, I think it's important to understand that yoga is a path of self-realization, and while weight loss may occur as a result of a consistent practice, it's not the purpose of the practice. That being said, I get the question all the time, hey, how can I lose weight? Is this gonna help? And today we're gonna answer that question and teach you a little bit about what weight loss really means, how you can use some tools that we learn in class on a daily basis to help you lose weight, and I guess that's it, man. We're just gonna talk about weight loss and yoga, and we're gonna bring in somebody much more qualified than myself to teach you. So let's cue Alice. All right, what's up, Alice?
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, thanks for joining us on the channel today.
You're welcome.
All right, so today, as you know, we're going to talk a little bit about weight loss and how we can incorporate Bikram Yoga into a weight loss program.
Fantastic.
All right, beautiful. So before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. My name is Alice, and I'm a registered dietitian. Been a dietitian for 27 years now. I've had lots of interesting jobs in the past. I've worked for numerous research studies. I've taught at the college level. I currently work for the state of California, and I'm also a certified Bikram Yoga teacher. Been doing that for 13 years now.
Perfect. All right, so the first thing that we always think of when we're talking about weight loss is, of course, diets. Is that correct in thinking that if we do want to lose weight, that we have to go on some like crazy diet and like starve ourselves for days at a time?
Definitely not. Definitely not. The diets that are out there are very popular because they sell books or they sell programs. But at the end of the day, what is necessary for weight loss is a calorie deficit. Weight loss should be a lifestyle, way of eating, and at the end of the day, if you want to lose weight, you got to have less calories going in and more calories going out.
So all I want to hear is that I can still eat In-N-Out 5 days in a row.
I don't know about that. You could definitely still have your In-N-Out, but you may be able to eat it once or twice a week, but it depends on what else you're doing throughout the day.
We elaborate a little bit on what it means to have a caloric deficit.
Sure. So at the end of the day, when it comes to weight loss, you have to put yourself in a calorie deficit by meaning you had to have less calories. You have to eat less calories, and or you need to move more to burn calories, so to speak. So you have to be eating less and or moving more to put yourself in that deficit to lose weight. If you want to lose weight and you're eating the same thing the same way every day, nothing's going to happen. And if you're eating excess, you're going to gain weight. You want to lose weight, you've got to change something by eating less and or moving more. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. Your weight is 80 to 90% controlled by what you're eating. Your diet really determines your weight. So if you're exercising every day and you think, man, why am I not losing weight? Well, what are you eating? Exercising and going to a class, that may seem hard, but it's kind of fun and we like it and it's something to do. So many people would rather do that than change their diet. But if you want to do weight loss, you have to kind of do both.
One of the things that I've heard before, that oftentimes we confuse the signals for thirst as hunger. So talk to me a little bit about how hydration can influence and impact your ability to lose weight.
Hydration is so important. Water is one of the key nutrients that we need in our body. We have 6 nutrients that are required for our health: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and water. And water, compared to the other 5 nutrients, is the one nutrient that we need more of than any other, because our bodies are 60 to 70% made up of water. When we're exercising, when we're just going about our day, whether it's our sweat or our bodily fluids, we are losing water on a continual basis. We have to replace that water, especially when you're doing Bikram Yoga and you're sweating more than you would be probably in other types of exercise. A lot of people will misconstrue the signals for thirst and hunger, and they think they're hungry, but they're really just thirsty. Many people are walking around in states of dehydration. I like to tell people, first thing in the morning, try to get some water in your body. Or maybe a half a liter would be a great way to start. And if you can have a full liter of water before you walk out of the door, fantastic. But really ask yourself before you go for food, am I just thirsty? And have a glass or a bottle of water first, and then reassess. Am I really still hungry? And if you are, then okay, eat. Or with you, I always say water before coffee. Get that water in before your coffee. A lot of people will just drink coffee first thing in the morning, but have your coffee. I love coffee. I have it too, but have your water first and then coffee.
One of the things that we were talking about earlier, and I think it's important to highlight, is the level of self-awareness when it comes to hunger and when you actually are satisfied. As we're practicing yoga, we're becoming more self-aware. We're becoming more aware of our heart rates, of our respiratory rates. We're learning about more subtle parts of the body.
Yes.
And how is that practice going to help us realize when we're actually full and satisfied versus just overeating?
Great question, Ryan. Well, the concept of self-awareness and mindfulness directly applies to weight loss in the way of when one is eating, are you eating because you're hungry? And if you are, great, eat. But then as you're eating, really paying attention to what you're eating. So that's where the mindfulness comes into play. Being mindful of what you're eating and slow down the process. Try to pay attention to your eating. A lot of people will eat in a distracted way. They'll eat while they're watching TV, while they're looking at their phone, while they're working, while they're writing or at their desk. And when you do that, you're really detracting from the attention of what you're eating and how much. So we can easily start to overeat when we're doing two things at once and not paying attention to, gosh, am I really still hungry? Do I need to keep eating, or am I just keep eating while I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing? So paying attention. Ideally, you should eat and just only be eating. Just like in your yoga practice, you're paying attention to your body and your movement and your postures. Use that same application of awareness to your eating, and then stop eating when you feel satisfied, not I feel full, because that's not a very comfortable feeling. When we say we eat till we get full, you've probably overeaten, and it takes some training in the body to find that sweet spot where you're just satisfied, that you've filled the tank, so to speak, just enough that you haven't overfilled it. You shouldn't feel that overly stuffed feeling.
One of the things that's coming up for me right now, one of the questions I have is, we were talking earlier about how there needs to be a caloric deficit based on calories earned versus calories out. And usually we think about this in like an active way. But when we were talking earlier, you mentioned something about how stress and sleep can actually influence your weight and your weight loss.
Yes, they do. Sleep is so important. There's been numerous research studies that have looked at sleep with regard to weight loss, and what they're seeing is that people that chronically do not get enough sleep gain weight. So take a look at your sleep as well. Are you getting enough? And you know you're not getting enough if you're chronically tired, and if you're chronically tired, you're chronically stressed. If you're chronically stressed, your cortisol levels, your stress hormones are going up. That's causing you to retain fat and keep the fat on the body because the body wants to store the fat to have for energy should we become in a period of stress or something like that. So cortisol serves its purpose, but it's not our friend when it comes to weight loss. So decrease that stress by getting enough sleep. Really important when it comes to weight control, which a lot of people don't think about. They think about just the diet and the exercise, and the sleep is just an afterthought. So sleep is very important.
But you mentioned something about the importance of patience as you're coming along your path on weight loss. Talk to us a little bit about your views on how long is this going to take.
Yeah,
I'm expecting this to work tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get on that scale, and I'm just...
Ryan, I think you're okay, but I get it. Most people, they want to lose weight, and they want to lose weight now. And I ask them, okay, well, let's take a look at your current weight, and how long did it take you to get at that weight? I bet you it wasn't just a week or 10 days or even a month that put somebody in an overweight or obese status. So it didn't take you a short amount of time to become overweight. It's not going to take that quick to get the weight off. So have patience with yourself for that process of weight loss to occur. A general rule of thumb is the longer that it takes to lose weight over time, as long as you're losing it gradually, the better off you are to keep the weight loss off. It's these quick weight loss regimes that people's weight often bounces back and then some. The body rebounds and gains the weight back and then a little extra, because the body thinks you restricted me so much during this period of time that I thought I was starving, and then all of a sudden you start feeding it after you're done with the quick weight loss regime, and the body wants to take all those calories in and it gains the weight back, and then it puts a little extra pad in there because it doesn't know when the next time you're going to restrict it so much is. So wouldn't we rather lose the weight gradually, just like you probably increased that weight gradually, and then keep that weight off? it is a process that one needs to be patient with. And I think that we can apply that to our yoga practice as well, especially for people that come in and start their practice and they're very stiff or they're not very flexible. And well, you're going to come in here and you will get flexible, but you have to be consistent with your practice and you have to be patient. And weight loss is the same thing. You have to be patient with yourself.
So if you were to just give us 3 quick tips, what would you recommend that we do?
I would say that you definitely need to have movement. I think that doing the yoga is wonderful and amazing. It helps us with our flexibility and strength to a degree. But when you're talking about weight loss, you should also add in some form of cardiovascular exercise. And whichever one is your favorite, pick your favorite, whether it be walking, running, jogging, swimming, biking, just something where you're using the large muscle groups in a rhythmical sort of way for a consistent amount of time. But I would say every day to get some kind of movement. My second tip would be that you schedule your workouts. Maybe on Sunday you take a look at your week and you plug in your workouts. You know when the yoga classes are, whether you're going to take that 4:30 class or the 5:30 a.m., plug it into your calendar and write down when it is you're going to take your class, or when it is you're going to go for that bike ride, or are you going to do that daily walk with your dog. Whatever it is, write it down. Treat it as a schedule or as an appointment in your schedule. The third item that I would say to do is to keep a food diary or a food journal. That is a key thing to do when it comes to weight loss. The act of writing things down will help bring awareness to what it is you're eating, and then you can look at those items and see where the calories are. And if you need an app to help you do that, there are apps out there that will tell you the calories in all the foods. And we have information at our fingertips. We can look up anything and find out how many calories are in things. And so from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, write down what you have to eat. That awareness right there will help somebody lose weight.
All right, guys, I hope that was some good information for you. And remember, the practice of yoga should be about so much more than just weight loss. It should be about to become pain-free, to live a healthy, long, vibrant life with full mobility, without aches and pains, and having a deeper understanding of yourself. Really harnessing that will, that determination, that faith, that concentration, patience, self-control, discipline. These are the things that you should really be looking for in your yoga practice. And remember, weight loss can and will occur if you're developing a consistent yoga practice. Weight loss should be something secondary to the practice itself. The focus is you and your well-being, your life, right? So thank you for listening to that. Alright guys, well I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something, you found it useful. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done that, and we hope to see you in the next video. Remember, be cool, and most importantly, stay hot. Hope to see you guys here very soon. Namaste.